This is the end of Dodge's modern muscle car era. We have the first of 7 as far as their last call series goes. This is the 2023 Dodge Challenger Last Call Shakedown. Let's close up the intro. I'm Jay, Steph's on vacation, and this is Modern Motoring. This isn't going to be like a regular Modern Motoring review. It's going to be a little different. It's a very nostalgic review. It's saying goodbye to the third generation of a Dodge Challenger, and really all Challengers for that matter. And it's been my favorite muscle car that's made the comeback. And I didn't really care for the Camaro too much, and the Mustang never really went away, but when it made its big comeback with that radical new design, I think it was 2014, maybe 2015, I liked it, but there was something about this Challenger and the way it looked and the way Dodge balanced modern appearances with retro styling, and very accurate retro styling for that matter. We'll go through some of the usual parts of the review. So under the hood, it's a 6.4 liter Hemi V8, 485 horsepower, 475 pound-feet of torque. Thank you to the Stellantis Canada rep for speccing this with a 6-speed manual instead of the automatic. And I know that the automatic is a great machine. Dodge makes fantastic muscle cars and fantastic automatic transmissions, but there's just something about this 6-speed manual. This is the sweet spot for power for me. And yes, Dodge makes Chargers that have over 800 horsepower, and there's ones that are a lot lower, but I find if you want to have something that's comfortable to drive every day, shout out to the seats here, but has just enough power to keep you excited and happy, whether you're on a track or on some back roads being responsible. This version, the Shakedown, does it oh so well. There's only 1,000 of these Shakedowns being created in Brampton. They're going to be spoken for. It's not like there's going to be a couple hundred left over anywhere. These will go so quickly, and so will all of the other 6 last call editions. Is this a pivotal moment in the automotive industry? Absolutely. And I'll keep saying it to anyone who's willing to listen to me. Never since the inception of the automobile itself has this industry seen such a key change, such a monumental change. Going electric isn't just a couple of batteries in the odd car. That's what we had hybrids for as we were leading up to it. But doing a complete sea change on all of this it's massive. And it's not just Dodge that's going last call with things. A lot of other manufacturers are putting huge and massive engines in their vehicles leading up to 2030/2035, when it's mandated through most of the world that it has to be battery only. The third generation came out for 2008. It is now 2023. My simple math skills tell me that's been 15 years. And just a little personal note here. Over the 15 years, I want to take my sunglasses off. It's getting a little darker. I was hoping to do a sunset thing, but then the clouds came and took away the sun, and now it just doesn't make any sense to keep wearing sunglasses because there's no sun. I've only had 2 other Challengers in the 10 years I've done this, and they came pretty late. The first one was in 2018. I remember it was a yellow, I believe it was an RT, and it was great. It was my first time with a Challenger, and I'm like, this is so much fun. And it wasn't especially fast compared to what else was out there in the Challenger lineup, but I had it and it was just a delight. And then in 2020, I had a purple one, and it was equally as fun and thrilling. And interestingly, I got a beautiful sunset shot of that. And I just said that interestingly because, well, I wanted to do a sunset shot for this, a sunset drive for this, seeing as it is going through the proverbial sunset. This was part of the big 3 that brought back the modern muscle car era. It was this, it was the Mustang, and it was the Camaro. The Charger as well. I'll count the Charger Challenger twins as one. But there's so many models that have come out in the past 15 years, and different trims and Hellcats and jailbreaks and red eyes and wide bodies. I've got to hand it to Dodge and their design team they have done a remarkable job of these last calls, and with the Shakedown being the first of 7, they really did it right. Only 2 colors. Thankfully, there is the 6-speed manual that they included in the last call run, and it's just such a beautifully made vehicle. And yes, it had the throwback to the 2006 concept. Not really a throwback, I guess they actually came to life with it, but the hood scoop, the fender flares, the matte black tires, and just the sounds here, and the modern side too. And you have that Uconnect system. It's not particularly the largest screen, nor does it have to be. It's got all of your performance pages. It has just enough modern technology, and it's got an upgraded audio system. It really is a solid blend of yesterday and tomorrow, and it sits here today, not for long though, and I almost guaranteed that there will not be any of these left over, and I hope nobody buys this to flip it. I hope the 1,000 people that get their hands on this actually buy it to drive it, to have it, to own it, and to appreciate it. I hope you're still with me at this part of the video, because it's not the traditional review, and I feel like a bit of a broken record saying that, but a special car deserves a special review, and just listen to that. I think buyers will go nostalgia, they'll go performance, they'll go comfort, and it ticks all the right boxes as well. And if I were a bigger enthusiast in the American muscle car world, I would get this. I would absolutely get this exactly as is. To commemorate the last call, I'm going on the first drive route I ever found when I was 16. I'm 45 now. You can do the math, it's been a while. And I live in Mississauga, Ontario, just beside Toronto. And there's this gorgeous scenic route through a place called Forks of the Credit. And there's this little hairpin turn. You can't go very fast. The speed sign says 10 kilometers an hour. But it is just such a peaceful and relaxing drive. There's hardly anyone on the roads here. And I love it. And I go here a couple of times a week. Part of it's to test out the vehicle to see how it does on highways as well as slower speed roads. But I figure it was worth doing a review on, because I've never done a review on this drive route through Forks of the Credit before. It's always been in the city or on the highway. And yeah, over the past, I think it's been 10 years now that I've been doing this. This is the first time I've taken anything out this way and hit record on a camera. I don't particularly love the stripes on only half of the vehicle. I wish this had the Uconnect 5 system instead of the Uconnect 4. I wish there was a sunroof. I wish there was a hand-use handbrake instead of a foot-use handbrake. Pretty cool that there was actually 4 pedals in the footwell, though. I'll give Dodge that. But this isn't about pointing out the flaws in the vehicle, and it's not about nitpicking it. It's appreciating it, and I'm happy I got a chance to drive it. I started this in 2013. It took me 5 years to get my first Challenger, and the reason it took so long, being thoroughly transparent, I was new, and this was before I got into video. I was doing written reviews, about 1,000 words and a bunch of half-decent, if not okay, pictures. And I kept my head down and did the right thing, and I just kept persisting, and trying to get better with each review. And my Stellantis rep, who was the same person, by the way, and shout out to him for believing in me. He's like, you know what, you've earned the right to have a Dodge Challenger, because these were hot commodities back when they came out in 2008, and around 2013, 14, 15, 16, that's when the real fun stuff started coming out and being created. The Hellcats, the Red Eyes, just the really bonkers performance things. And yeah, it feels like it's kind of come full circle for me. And if there's any vehicle that the Challenger lineup has that I would want to go out in, it's this. And yes, it's been 10 years. I wasn't sure if I was going to get this. I was a little late to the booking game as far as this went, and I would have been fine with a non-last call 2023 Challenger. But everything seemed to line up, and here I am talking about it and doing a interesting, unique review on it. To wrap things up here with the 2023 Dodge Challenger Last Call Shakedown, it's not a perfect car, but it's the right car, and I'm happy that Dodge led with this. It's an homage to muscle cars of the past, muscle cars of the present. And before we go full electric, and I really don't know what that's going to look like for the muscle car world, I can see it in every other segment and category, and some manufacturers are already out, whether it be Benz with their grossly priced SUV, or whether it be anything from Kia, Hyundai, Genesis, who seem to be the leaders in EVs and crossovers and SUVs and sedans. I'm hopeful for the electric muscle car world. We'll see what happens when they come out, but to close on this, it's the right car, it's the appropriate car, it's the appropriate spec. It's a good way to say goodbye to it. If you have any questions on the 2023 Dodge Challenger Shakedown Last Call, let us know in the comments. I'm not sure if anyone will have any questions. Again, this being a very limited run and a specialized vehicle. But if you have any questions, or you want to say hi, or you want to join the community and subscribe, Steph and I absolutely welcome that. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Steph appreciates it. Even though she's not here and doing her own wonderful multi-week road trip, it's good to have you here. We appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.